Hello, everyone. My name is Matt, and I work as Director of Technology at Xceed. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Spring Release 2025 V2. So stick around, there's a lot to cover. All right, before we go any further, there's one thing I wanted to talk about, and that is the support for .NET 9 and beyond. At Xceed, we make it a priority to make sure that all of our products follow the .NET release schedule of Microsoft. So, for example, version of .NET 10 is in preview right now, and we've already begun doing some tests on some of our products. So, fear not. When there's a new version of .NET available or release, Xceed makes sure to support it properly. Now we can start to talk about all of the products at Xceed that receive changes and updates in this release. First, let's talk about our Xceed .NET libraries that a lot of you are still loving and learning to use. So I'm really excited to talk about those. The first product I want to talk about is Xceed Words for .NET. Xceed Words for .NET is now at version 4.0. A lot of changes were brought to this version, mostly related to the API when it came to work with charting. We added flexibility, and there's a lot more you can do with them. We've also introduced 5 new different charts: radar, scattered area, sunburst, and bubble. So if you wanted to use these charts, it's now possible to do so in Xceed Words for .NET. There's obviously more fixes. We're still improving our HTML functionalities inside Words for .NET, which will also benefit the PDF export, which of course also receives a lot of work at every single release. The next product I want to talk about that received a lot of work is Xceed Workbooks for .NET that is now at version 3.0. There were some functionalities missing from the product that we had. Now you can work with 50 different chart controls. Charting seems to be a recurring theme in this release. So this version of Xceed Workbooks now has support for most of the charts you'll ever need to use. Furthermore, we also now support conditional formatting properly in the product. It's available for cells, rows, ranges you may give, columns, so on and so forth. So that has been added as a functionality as well. One of the big changes we also did is that our product now works with millions of cells without problems. We did overall when it came to memory management, when it came to working with large spreadsheets. I also want to mention to our users, if you have a spreadsheet that has millions and millions of cells, it's maybe time to think about splitting it or bringing it inside of a database. But that's up to you, the users. Of course, bug fixes and enhancement were also part of this release. Overall, our .NET libraries have received a lot of work. Xceed Zip for .NET also received a few bug fixes, and you can expect more features from these products coming soon. So now we can move on to talk about our WPF controls at Xceed. WPF still remains one of the most used technology from our user base. So of course, we will give a lot of love and attention to this platform. We can start by talking about the Xceed Toolkit Plus, that is now version 5.0. Being mature also means that it's been around for a while, which means that we need to give the look and feel a little bit of love to make sure that it follows the visual paradigms that you're used to seeing on your mobile phones or inside web applications. So what we did at Xceed is that we took all of our chart controls and we added animations to them and fixed a little bit the visuals of the controls so that they reflect a little bit better what you would expect in 2025. So you will find these updates for free. Obviously, by free, I mean that you probably won't have to change any of your code, and suddenly your charts will now be animated, which should give a little bit of a nice little visual flair to the control. So I'm excited for you guys to give that a try. Let's move on and talk about the Xceed Data Grid for WPF. That is still at version 7.3. Reason being that we decided to open up its guts a little bit and see if newer version of C# and newer version of .NET would allow us to get some improvement for the product. There are a lot of ideas that we have that we think will benefit the product. So if you're using .NET 6 Plus or 5 Plus, you may benefit from some of the performance enhancements that we're going to bring to the data grid for WPF in the future. So keep an eye out for that. That's really exciting. I also wanted to mention that at Xceed, we have a lot of new resources available for you to use. Either you're a newcomer and new to our products, or you're a veteran and have been using our controls for a long time. Maybe there's ways for you to add functionalities to your project using features and codes that you weren't exactly sure that even existed. So what we did, we created a few GitHub pages. We have some repos that you can use. I will put them in the description below this video. Some of the samples we have are very copy-paste friendly. You'll get ideas also on how to use our products in any platform that runs .NET. You can use Xceed Works for .NET, for example, in Blazor, in a container environment like Docker. There's really no limit to what you can do with our products. If it runs .NET, there's a very good chance that Xceed will work just fine in that environment. So please keep an eye out for that, and let us know if you require more information, more sample codes, or any type of suggestions you may have. Send in my way at matt@xceed.com, and I'll make my best effort to put it up for you. Finally, I wanted to thank you guys so much for being there. We were recently at 2 different conferences. One was at Las Vegas at VS Live, and the other one was Basta in Germany. And it was great to meet you, our users, to get ideas of how you're using our products and how we can improve them and add features that fit your real life scenarios. So that was very helpful. It will even help us determine which product to develop next at Xceed, because we're not about to stop anytime soon. We have a lot of great ideas, especially based from your feedback. So we really appreciate that, and I wanted to thank you so much for being part of this community. So that's it for 2025 V2. We expect to have another release this summer with new features and new functionality. So keep an eye out for that. For now, that's it. Thank you so much for being there. Bye.